Hi everyone! Today I'm going to teach you how to make a very quick 5-minute bean curry. I know it seems impossible, but it's true. 5 minutes is all you need to make an amazing meal full of protein and yummy and everything else. So all you need, today we're using cannellini beans. We're using butter beans because I don't have any more, otherwise I would use 2 cans of butter beans. And we're using a diced tomato. Everyone normally has these things in their home. So if you're tired and you came from work and you don't know what to cook, do a 5-minute bean curry quickly. This is the masala we'll be using. I'll be using the medium. So all we need is all these and an onion. So I'm going to put the onion, chop the onion into the pot. And the reason why I'm making the 5-minute bean curry, my first video, is because the 5-minute bean curry is what basically started my business. A friend of mine couldn't believe that she could have a 5-minute bean curry, and she actually named it for me. So every time she came to my house, she would ask me, "Can I have a 5-minute bean curry?" And I taught her how to make, and she absolutely loved it. So all we need is that half an onion. It's just to caramelize. And then I'm using this beautiful olive oil from Blackheath. And I'm going to just drizzle. For those of you who need quantities, it's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So now we're putting this on the stove. Why don't stoves ever work the first time? Does anybody have the answer to that question? So we're going to open the cans. I normally wash that because of the crawlies. You never know what can happen in those factories. So I just clean the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip the water, just throw away just a little bit of water, but the rest stays. So it's not too much. So just tip it a little bit, but the rest stays. The water, the juice of the beans is what gives it the most amount of flavor. Anything you cook always gets the flavor from the water that it's cooking in. So whether it's meat or beans. And when they did it in the factory, they used the water to put in the can, and then I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, you know what I mean, right? The can of tomatoes I'm using is normally the Italian ones are really good. So use a good quality tomato, diced tomatoes. And now we already have. The onion is frying already. Let's start. I do everything in high heat. So if you want to do things in low heat, it's entirely your prerogative. So that's just how I roll. Yeah, so now we're going to be opening up the delicious masala medium. You can use the mild or the hot for this dish, any heat of your choice. Delicious masala is not about heat. You can make anything with any heat. So if you want to make with a mild, you still get the flavor. So you just don't get the chili. So if you want to go mild, don't put less. Rather go mild if you want it to be mild. So if you use less masala, you're also using less, you're also going to be getting less of the other spices. So I would recommend that if you want the heat to be lower, rather go 1 heat level down. So if you're using the hot, go medium. If you're using the medium, go mild. You get it, right? So let's do this. So now that the onion is already fried, and I'll show you, this is the onion. You can caramelize it a little bit more if you want, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to put the tomato in there. Two teaspoons. Actually, these are dessert spoons. So I'm putting 2 dessert spoons of delicious masala and the cans of beans. I'm just putting everything in there as it is. And then I'm going to put a pinch of salt. And it goes back in there on the stove to be cooked. And now I'm going to close it and let it cook on high heat for 5 minutes. That's it. Curry is finished. It's been 5 minutes. I took it out and I found that it was still a little bit watery. So I put it back in there for another minute or 2 on very high heat, because what I want is this consistency. I want it to be thick and yummy. What I did find is that these tomatoes are a little bit acidic, so I'm adding half a teaspoon of sugar. I'm using brown sugar for this one, and I'll just add a little bit of sugar to the food just to take that acidity away from the tomatoes. That should be enough. I'm here. So we've got a 5-minute bean curry ready to eat, accompany with rice, roti, naan, whatever you want. Even 2-minute noodles if you're really in a hurry. That's it. And now I'm going to taste it. Ooh, hot. Excellent. The sugar definitely helped because I found it a bit acidic in the beginning. So it's tasting just the right amount of heat for me. I don't like things too hot, but whatever you feel is right for you, use the right heat for you. 5 minutes. The pizza man takes 40 minutes to arrive, so you don't have to buy pizza. You can just get a 5-minute bean curry if you want. I hope that this was valuable in any way. If you want to ask me any questions, please put them on this video comments and I'll gladly answer your questions.